So, what a weekend. A lot of crazy stuff going down this weekend. Before we start, though, I want to, and we are going to get into Death Stranding, because I still am trying to get the platinum for that. But first, I want to let's just go see what the hell's going on. I had a banger tweet reply the other day. Why am I not signed in? Hold on. I need to actually remove this widget. Y'all need to be seeing my emails. Okay. That's something I gotta figure out. I don't know why my login stuff isn't saving, but Galactic Wolverine will release sometime after March 2026 on PS5. I thought they were supposed to be showing a new Wolverine trailer, but we'll go over to the. So let's start first with the video. So Chaotic Hermes had the brilliant idea to go do some street interviews where he was asking some white women if they would ever race mix. And I guess we'll just see what happens.
Do you think race mixing should be illegal?
What do you mean?
Like mixing races, like a black person, white person having children, like an Asian and a Mexican.
Yeah.
Like, it's such an absurd question. They don't even understand what he's asking at first. Like, what do you mean? What? Huh?
Should it be illegal or legal? Should it be legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Oh, no. No.
Why not?
I love my chocolate, man. Everyone loves who they love. I mean.
So you're a mud shark.
Oh, what?
You're a mud shark?
A mud.
A mud shark. If you don't know what a mud shark is, it's a white woman who likes having sex with black men. They call them mud sharks because they're rolling around in the mud. Get it?
Shark is crazy. No.
You said you like chocolate men.
Okay.
So you're a mud shark.
No. I like everybody, but I like my chocolate men.
Why should race mixing be legal if the child is more likely to turn out?
That's a statistic.
Yes.
From what source?
Me looking around.
You looking around?
For those of you on YouTube, that's part of the reason why I have the thumbnail that I have on right now. Bro is noticing so fucking hard.
Very credible, I do have to say.
Yeah, super.
Do you think race mixing should be illegal?
I want to know what's on his shirt. Hold on, can I zoom in on this? I don't know if I need to take a screenshot or not. No, I can't zoom in on the video itself, which is lame. Yeah, I'd have to take a screenshot, which I'm not trying to do. Yeah, I don't know, but it's like Pepe the Frog, so it's obviously some kind of fucking weird ass 4chan bullshit that he's got on his t-shirt. Really, just straight up weird, weird ass guy, right? I don't really know what other way to describe it except for that. Bro is just he's just a straight up fucking weirdo. So. Okay, so let's get to my tweet, because if you don't follow me on Twitter, which you should, _baseberry, If you don't follow me on Twitter, you may not know that I literally just dunk on these people all day long. So I come in and I say, I get it. Imagine believing you're racially superior to black people and still ending up a fucking loser with no bitches. The cognitive dissonance must be maddening. Ooh, yeah, it's a, let me open my, so I can, get my stats and stuff over here. Wait, no, I don't want to go on Facebook. I don't want to be on Facebook. Uh-oh. Doxed myself. That was not good. Let's close out of Facebook. Okay, so, get it? Yeah, so, I mean, this is, basically been my, mentions all morning is people, celebrating this dunk and just posting shit like the Incel Talk, 12K members. I don't get it, man. They're low IQ, tarnished society, can't build anything, only good at sports, and yet I see endless TikToks of, I'm guessing, the prettiest girls with these mindless thugs. Yeah, and I mean, that's really, there's really no other way to describe it. It's really just all from a constant sense of inferiority. That's the only way that we could possibly describe what is happening here, right? But it's funny. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, let's go find some, let's go find something to talk about this. The LGBT movement is over. I don't know if that's true. Should we watch Sydney? I actually really like Sydney's videos. I think she's got a great sense of humor, good comedic timing. I'm a sucker for Australian accents, so I do enjoy that. You know, I enjoy the quirky girl stick just because the accent kind of elevates it. But for the most part, she is really fucking stupid. Alright, let's find something about update. And I want to find the most recent. Today. Short. Okay. We'll watch this.
Especially to the families. Especially to the families. I stand here with immense gratitude to the law enforcement agencies who responded with speed, strength, and commitment to justice and public safety. Thank you to the Brooklyn Park Police Department and the Champlin Police Department. Hennepin County is proud to have your team serve in our community as we grieve with you. Thank you to all the local, state, and federal agencies. Hundreds of first responders came together to bring justice to an unthinkable act of violence. Our mission was clear: protect the public, prevent further harm, and hold the perpetrator accountable. We all shared a singular goal: justice rooted in public safety.
Oh, critical misspeak.
Lance Bolter inflicted unimaginable harm to our community Saturday morning. And he did it while impersonating the very people who are trusted to protect and serve. These violent acts strike at the heart.
Yeah, I think that wasn't really talked about enough, man. That's kind of crazy that you can just, not even that he was, that he did it. the fact that he was so able to convincingly do it, that is probably the most terrifying part about all of this. Like, obviously the guy owned a security company, so he has access to vehicles and gear that kind of looks like police shit, but the fact that he was just able to kind of masquerade like this at least 1.5 times successfully, because they found him in the act of a crime the second time. So it's pretty fucking scary to think that people can just impersonate police officers, work their way into your house, and just fucking kill you.
Of our democracy and the safety of those who serve the public with dedication and courage. Our hearts go out to Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, their families, and their loved ones. We are also grateful Senator Hoffman and his wife Yvette are expected to recover, and we will be here to support them during their long journey of healing and grief. Today, the manhunt is over, but the investigation continues, and more importantly, the process to healing begins. We also need to mention that we know that this unspeakable act has left residual effects on many people in our communities, as we're still taking calls from people and organizations asking for additional resources. We grieve with those close to our victims, our families, and all community members. The last days have revealed the true strength of our unity both as a community and as law enforcement bound by a shared mission to protect and serve. We stand together today to uphold the principles of our democracy, and with the continued commitment to safety and security of those we vow to protect and serve. Thank you.
We also have Drew Evans from the BCA, Chief Mark Bruley from Brooklyn Park will stand for questions.
And with the continued commitment
So the question was related to whether or not there's cooperation. The individual, we can't provide a lot because it's now under the prosecutorial process in terms of what cooperation was. What I will tell you is that since he's been in custody, that starts the process, as the county attorney mentioned and the sheriff mentioned, of the ongoing investigation. And so what that does, there's a number of steps that went with that, regardless of the level of cooperation of the individual. Now that we have him in custody, related to what.
I missed when he came up.
Yeah. So the question was related to whether or not there's cooperation. The individual, we can't provide a lot because it's now under the prosecutorial process in terms of what cooperation was. What I will tell you is that since he's been in custody, that starts the process, as the county attorney mentioned and the sheriff mentioned, of the ongoing investigation. So what that does, there's a number of steps that went with that, regardless of the level of cooperation of the individual. Now that we have him in custody, it opens up additional investigative avenues that we'll be all working together collectively with to gather the information and evidence in this case. So it was mentioned the final moments of when he's taken into custody. As we mentioned yesterday, we had an extremely large law enforcement presence with dozens of investigative agencies and law enforcement and SWAT teams in the area because we believed he was in that area. We received information to begin with, the vehicle that was recovered that first led us to the Sibley County area, and that's what's concentrated our search in that area. We then received additional information that provided confirmation closer to the time of the actual arrest that he was in fact in that area, which time the command post started moving all of the law enforcement assets into that area, and they were able to close in. And when we say he was crawling towards us, these were in response to the commands by the SWAT teams that were on scene as they were working in coordination with each other, along with our State Patrol air assets as they looked were able to get over him and then came into custody. He was cooperative and cooperated with law enforcement and gave up peacefully at that time. These are, again, as we said, the real work of the investigation now begins. They've been working collectively, and I want to thank the Hennepin County Attorney's Office
Okay, so let's get back to the video.
And Mike Grabner, who's with us today, who worked really with our team all weekend long, along with others across their office and the United States office, to be working together on that. What I will say when it comes to his wife and anybody else, if anybody else participated in these crimes, if anybody else worked to hide him and provide assistance in getting away, that will certainly be something that we are looking at.
Wait, what is that my Yeti that's capturing audio? Okay, who knows? My shit's all messed up now. Yeah, it's the Yeti. Oh no, let's do. Actually, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. We can do that. And we will do that, and we'll leave it like that for the time being. Okay.
With that, and we will provide that information to our prosecutors that will analyze and determine whether or not additional charges are appropriate. Yeah, so it was, I don't have the specifics. The question is, how long did we negotiate with him? It was a relatively short period of time because they were moving in and he was cooperative. So it wasn't a prolonged negotiation with him. It was more that they converged on him. And because of the extremely good coordination and what they're doing, I believe he's certainly in a position where he just had to give up because he knew he was surrounded by who was there.
So, yeah, so if I could just say, I think, as Drew said, we've shifted into prosecution right now. And so I understand why it was important to get information out there to the public because there was a person who was suspected of these murders. Right now, what everybody up here is trying to do is to protect the integrity of the investigation. And so I know there's a tension. I know people want information, and right now we're really trying to focus on the investigation so that we don't have all kinds of information out there, so that as law enforcement gathers that information, if we need to present it in court, there's integrity there. So I know you all have questions, but that's
That is so important, and it's like such an undervalued part of our like criminal justice system is the gathering of evidence is like so sacred, and the way that people just kind of disregard that because they are looking for essentially just looking for statements to confirm what they already believe to be true is really fucking lame, man, and it takes away so much greatness from our American justice system. I mean, it's what are you gonna do?
the reason we're really focusing on not sharing some information. Yes, Paul? Of course. Yes. Yes. So I know that the feds are going to make an announcement, and so they can speak for themselves. What I can assure our community
Still
is
listening.
that we have filed charges. As you know, we intend to seek first-degree murder charges here. The penalty for that would be life without parole. So we intend to go forward on this case because we are accountable to protect our community and hold people who commit crimes in this county accountable. Well, so as Drew said, there was plenty of coordination on finding him, and all law enforcement, the sheriff, Brooklyn Park, BCA, FBI, coordinated together to locate him. We certainly have been in conversation with the U.S. Attorney, and as I said, I think they're probably best able to answer questions. Well, what would happen typically is that he would make an appearance, a first appearance in state court here at 1:30. We have been told that the feds were going to pick him up at 10, and then the feds can answer other questions about that. Thank you so much.
Was that they done? Damn. Wrap that shit up quick. All right, let's see what the anchors are about to come on and say. Is this it? Yeah, I guess this is everything. Yeah, I guess that's everything. Okay, so nothing really new. Nothing really new that we've seen so far. Uh, Damn, I feel like I gotta watch this. I feel like I gotta watch this just for the base god. Um, that kind of goes into what we were talking about earlier. Okay. So not really much. I guess we'll go. Let's go back to Twitter, see what's going on over here. True. The worst communist leaders, besides Mao, have been white. So white. uh, Libs will show up to protest unironically holding signs like this and never understand why they lose or why the left hates them. First off, liberals are the left. Leftists are just apolitical losers who want to complain all the time instead of actually holding and wielding political power that they can use to further whatever retarded goals that they think that they have. One of the fundamental divides I see on the left is that there is a cohort that does not recognize that most people do not like politics. They don't want to go to community hearings. They don't want to do stakeholder engagement. They just want to live their lives. Yeah, and I mean this is honestly part of the part of the problem. I think that the right has really weaponized this, but I think that the conditions were created by the leftists, inherently making every single thing about personal life political. Um, yeah, I think that I could squarely put that on leftists, and I probably had a part to play in it as well, because when I was, and before COVID, I think that it was really easy to kind of slip into these kind of lefty, tanky, anti-American spaces. One of the things that we're so blessed to have here in America is the freedom of speech and the freedom to be critical of the government, really all the way up until the point of obviously like invoking like real on full on political violence. But the
14.
Our nation was expecting to gain the Army instead of Guardian 7